Hi there! The Brea Tar pits are one of the world's most famous Ice Age fossil excavation sites. It is located in the Los Angeles area, consisting of over 100 asphalt pits. These tar pits contain one of the best studied and well-preserved assemblies of vertebrates varying from prehistoric animals, human artifacts, as well as one partial human skeleton. Fossils found here have allowed us to see what life was like in Southern California over 40,000 years ago.
The Rancho Brea Tar pits are a piece of the past that are still here with us today. The tar pits are also one of the most abundant areas with fossils. The Rancho Brea Tar pits were created during the Ice Age thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago, Los Angeles, California was filled with foliage and animals. In the Santa Monica Mountains, there was an area between the San Andreas Fault that filled with debris, sediments, and deceased animals. According to researchers, the Brea Tar pits started with loose rocks, clay, sand, and the Santa Monica In the Santa Monica Mountains, the rainwater would drag sediments down the fault and create layers of sand and gravel. The movement along the San Andreas Fault folded and cracked, and the rocks created fissures and faults through which petroleum was forced by heat and pressure to the surface, aided by the porous nature of the overlaying sand. With the heat and water, along with the pressure from the different built-up layers, the rocks formed a giant tar pit. The type of rocks that were used to create the tar pits were metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that change in chemical or physical properties. To change a rock's structure, the two most important agents are heat and pressure, and the tar pits had both. Heat from the fault and pressure from the built-up sediments. According to the excavators, these sediments were laid down by a fluvial and floodplain system from local sources in the Santa Monica Mountains. When rainwater would move through the mountains, the ocean, often an alluvial fan, was created. An alluvial fan is the last of the debris that has traveled along the riverbed and been deposited and settled at the bottom of a basin. Researchers found many fossils of the alluvial fan in other objects. To know the age of the Brea Tar pits, scientists used their well-preserved animals and plant fossils found at the site.
The asphalt seeps found in Rancho La Brea was a dangerous place for animals to roam. Dust and leaves covered the asphalt surface, which caused roaming animals to venture past the sticky asphalt, ultimately entrapping the animals and causing their death. A perfect example of this is right behind me, which is a mammoth that was entrapped in the asphalt seeps and wasn't able to get out. Because of the rapid burial of these animals, the sediments and asphalt, it caused a high quality of fossil preservation. The bone surface that have been found show the water wear, surface weathering, rodent gnaw marks, or pit wearing, depending on the amount of time it took the bones to be completely buried in the seeps. The fossils that were excavated offered us a depiction of what life was like at the end of the Pleistocene era about 40,000 to 11,000 years ago. Mammals such as the western horse, saber-toothed cat, and dire wolves were found in these pits, including remains of insects, small birds, reptiles, plants, and shells amongst the findings. As fossils located in Rancho La Brea were discovered, they would be categorized and organized according to how they produced food, what they ate, and how they relate to each other. They were also broken down into the food pyramid. It was based on whether they were the producers of their own food, plant eaters, meat eaters, scavengers, or decomposers. These prehistoric animals had to adapt in order to survive, using tools such as their teeth and diet to survive. Although scientists were not allowed to see the diets of these animals, they are still able to tell what they were either typical grazers or carnivores. Overall, more than thousands of fossils have been found in Rancho La Brea. With the use of carbon-14 radiometric dating method, scientists have estimated that older fossils, which included the saber-toothed cat, dates back to 44,000 years old, and the oldest artifact, being wood, dates back to 55,000 years old. One of the most common animals found in the Brea Tar pits are the dire wolves, with 4,000 individual remains found. Saber-toothed cats ranked in second with 2,000 individuals found.
Before the Rancho La Brea tar pits were a national landmark, the tar pits were used by the Native Americans. Years later, William Denton found a tooth and realized there was something special about these sticky pits. A few years later, Professor John Merriam rediscovered the pits, and the excavations have been going on ever since. Behind me, this is one of the current excavations that are still going on and are still researching. The Rancho La Brea Tar Pits is an area that offers a lot of scientific insight into the past, and is still a great source of knowledge today.
The tar pits are most definitely an amazing geological location to view well-preserved prehistoric animals, and can be found just miles away from us in the heart of Los Angeles.
Hope you learned something. Bye!
Till next time.